transactional relationships do not liberate a community. Car conversations with myself, Mr. Cage. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today's conversation, today's episode is titled Transactional Relationships Do Not Liberate a Community. This car conversations is for you. It's for me. It's for he. It's for she. It's for us. It's applicable for the family dynamic, work, church, or whatever your belief system may be in relation to church and community. It's applicable. But the context is community. The context is community. First and foremost, we're going to talk about a couple words before I go into this car conversations. It won't be long, but the benefits of this conversation and you sharing your questions, your comments, maybe you have some experiences in relation to this car conversation. It's going to benefit the community, and it's also going to save us from the individual hurt, pain, the misunderstandings that we experience when connecting to people in our community. There are those people in our communities that truly have a heart to help, and that is all that they want to do. All they want to do is help people in a community, or let me be proper, in their community that need assistance, that need service. They may need somebody to lean on. They may need somebody to listen to them. They may need practical services or encouragement, whatever have you. There are people that have the purest intent for their reason of being a part of a community. But on the downside, y'all, there are people in our communities that are transactional. There are people in our communities that are transactional, and there are people in our communities that are non-transactional. What does these two words mean? Then I'm going to share the word liberate. Because the opposite of liberation is enslavement. And enslavement in 2025 in our modern society has nothing to do with chains on people's feet or their hands as it was in the historical times of enslavement. The modern day enslavement has everything to do with the chains that is on the minds of a people. And those people have or are not relegated or concentrated on a specific ethnic group. though in modern society is still prevalent. Transactional. Context, community, but can be applied in different contexts. But the main context is community. When I enter a transactional relationship in the context of community, I'm connecting with you primarily to achieve a desired outcome that solely benefits me, my organization, or people that I'm associated with. That is a transactional relationship, which in essence is an unhealthy relationship. An unhealthy relationship, by definition, via our program, Potential, is defined as an association or connection with an idea, with a person, with a place, culture, experience that is only beneficial to one party. It's only beneficial to one party. If I come into your community, or we reside in the same community, and my reasoning for connecting with you is solely to benefit me, my organization, or the group or people that I'm associated with, that relationship is transactional. That relationship is unhealthy. Now check this out. There are people who get or who experience harm at the hands of these mindsets or personalities. And when they experience the harm or the hurt as a result of these situationships, I will call them, the result could be the people with the pure hearts not wanting to work in their communities. It can shut them down. It can also close them off from new opportunities and new relationships. Non-transactional relationships or healthy relationships. I approach you and I want to enter a non-transactional relationship with you for the benefits of the community. That looks like this. It can be defined as a relationship that's mutually beneficial to both parties involved, or all parties involved, that result in a desired outcome. The major difference between transactional relationships and non-transactional relationships in the context of community is relationship first. The transactional expression is cloaked. It's a cover. The approach is, I want to build with you, but the reality is I want to use you to benefit me and my agenda. Transactional relationships do not liberate a community. It is associated with capitalism and a hierarchy. Yep. Most times when a person or people is operating from a place of a transactional relationship, they may have a short-term or long-term goal that puts them in a position of power. Yep, it puts them in a position of power. But in that power comes great compromise. In that power comes great compromise. And in my professional opinion, it's motivated by greed. It's motivated by money. Yeah. That's the external stimuli or the external item that the motivation is. But I won't go deeper, for the sake of this car conversations with Mr. Cage. Liberating or liberation, by definition, equates to freedom. Freedom. Of people that are not suppressed by systematic structures. Systematic structures. When we experience liberation, we're not subjugated or subject to or solely dependent upon systematic structures. We're not solely subjugated or subject to or subordinate to people. 1, 2, 3 people or organizations, associations don't have all the cars. They don't have all the cars. This is a real conversation, for us to consider. Because in this conversation, as we close it out, I want to share a thought of the day with you that just popped in my mind. Everybody has a superpower. We all do. We all have superpowers. But when our superpowers are used or utilized in a selfish modus operandi or a selfish way or method, we transform into villains. You can go through any fictitious Marvel movie, DC movie, comic book, whatever you desire to do it in a fictitious way. Most times, the villains have some type of superpower, but they're using it from a place of hurt, which equates to selfishness. Or they're using it for a selfish motive. Yeah, it's always depicted as they experience something traumatic. Yeah. In most cases, they experience something traumatic. In some cases, the villain just popped up. And maybe the story wasn't told, the narrative wasn't told. But when you connect it to real life, my homework for you in this car conversation is to do some research. Do an assessment. Analyze those individuals that had some form of notoriety. And ended up in jail, probation. There was a negative consequence associated with those people. Many times if you go in their history in a real life situation, they experience some type of hurt. Or they experience massive wealth in terms of money. And it grabbed a hold of them. And it maneuvered them into compromising situations. I'll leave you with this, and this is what I share in our youth program Potential with many of the students that we get the opportunity to work with. And I always use my series Coming Through the Theater near you. Excuse me, Cage, I was locked up and I didn't know it. Yeah, I was locked up in my mind and didn't know it. I tell students that a person, male or female, never had to set foot in a physical, literal prison or county jail to be imprisoned in their mind. The people in our communities that are operating from a transactional standpoint, they take a transactional approach. Some of those people don't even know it. They don't even know they're in prison. Because many of them have yet, well, I would say all of them have yet to experience true, authentic freedom. They may have experienced wealth in terms of money. They may experience wealth in terms of career. But true wealth is a commonwealth. It may look different. It may not look identical for each person, but each person is self-sufficient, quote unquote self-sufficient, that takes the form of being, independent. And when I say independent, I mean free from the have to, being dependent on others, but it translates in us being interdependent. Therefore, if I need something that I don't have, then whatever type of resource that you want to look at, I can get it from you. Because none of us have everything that we need. There's always something missing. I know that's hard for us to fathom. We look at it from a financial, material standpoint. What I'm not saying is that some of us don't have access to get what we need. What I'm saying is we don't have everything we need, whether we have access to get it or not. Okay. Cage conversations. Car conversations with Mr. Cage. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for your support. Thank you for listening, watching, sharing. This is not, we don't add nothing to it. We don't add headers, footers, music at this point. It's me sharing my mind and my heart in hopes of liberating the individual. Letter by letter, line by line, paragraph by paragraph, video by video. You in my heart, you in my mind. Be great at what you do, but I always aim to be greater than who you are.